Our story begins high in the Ethiopian highlands, a place of breathtaking beauty and ancient mysteries. In these lush, verdant hills, legend has it that a goat herder named Kaldi first discovered the invigorating effects of coffee, a discovery that would change the world forever. Kaldi was no ordinary herder. He possessed an inquisitive mind, a thirst for knowledge that mirrored humanity's own yearning to understand the universe. His curiosity often led him to observe the world around him with a keen eye. One fateful day, Kaldi noticed his goats behaving unusually frisky after munching on the bright red berries of a certain shrub. They leaped and danced with an energy he had never seen before. Intrigued by this peculiar behavior, Kaldi decided to try the berries himself. He carefully picked a handful of the vibrant red fruits and tasted them. Almost immediately he felt a surge of energy, an alertness he had never known before. It was as if the berries had unlocked a hidden reservoir of vitality within him. Could these berries hold a secret power, a hidden energy source within their crimson shells? Kaldi pondered this question, his mind racing with possibilities. Eager to share his discovery, Kaldi approached the local monks, who were known for their wisdom and spiritual insight. He recounted his experience with the berries, but the monks initially met his claims with skepticism. They saw the berries as a distraction, a temptation that could lead them astray from their spiritual pursuits. The monks were wary of anything that might disrupt their disciplined routines. Undeterred by their initial reluctance, Kaldi persisted. He convinced the monks to try the berries for themselves, hoping they would experience the same effects he had. To their astonishment, the monks too experienced the stimulating effects of the mysterious fruit. They felt more awake, more focused, and more energized than ever before. The monks soon realized the potential of these berries to help them stay awake during long hours of prayer and meditation. The berries became a valuable aid in their spiritual practices. Word of the berries' potent properties spread quickly throughout the region. People from neighboring villages and towns came to learn about the miraculous fruit that could banish fatigue and enhance alertness. What began as a simple observation by a humble goat herder would soon blossom into a global phenomenon. Kaldi's discovery marked the beginning of a journey that would take coffee from the Ethiopian highlands to the far corners of the earth. This marked the beginning of humanity's love affair with coffee, a relationship that would span continents and centuries. Coffee became a beloved beverage, enjoyed in countless cultures and cherished for its ability to bring people together. The legend of Kaldi and the dancing goats is a testament to the power of observation, the insatiable curiosity that drives us to explore the world around us and unlock its secrets. It reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries come from the simplest observations. Today, coffee is grown in many parts of the world, from the highlands of Ethiopia to the plantations of South America and beyond. Each cup of coffee we enjoy carries with it the legacy of Kaldi's curiosity and the monk's open-mindedness. As we sip our coffee, we are partaking in a tradition that has been passed down through generations. We are connected to a story that began with a goat herder and his dancing goats, a story that continues to inspire and energize us to this day. So, the next time you enjoy a cup of coffee, take a moment to remember Kaldi and his goats. Reflect on the journey of this remarkable being from the hills of Ethiopia to your cup and the incredible impact it has had on our world. Coffee is more than just a beverage. It is a symbol of connection, discovery, and the boundless curiosity that defines the human spirit. It is a reminder that even the smallest observations can lead to the most profound discoveries. And so, the legend of Kaldi and the dancing goats lives on, a timeless tale of curiosity, discovery, and the enduring power of a simple cup of coffee. From the highlands of Ethiopia, coffee beans journeyed across the Red Sea to the Arabian Peninsula, a land steeped in history and tradition. It was here that coffee cultivation took root, transforming arid landscapes into lush plantations. The Yemeni people, known for their seafaring prowess and trade networks, embraced coffee with open arms, recognizing its potential to invigorate both body and mind. Coffee's popularity in the Arabian Peninsula was not merely a matter of taste, it was deeply intertwined with religious and social customs. Coffee became an integral part of Sufi rituals, helping mystics stay awake during their nighttime devotions. The aroma of roasted coffee beans filled the air around mosques and religious gatherings, creating an ambiance of spiritual contemplation. As coffee consumption increased, so too did its influence on Arabian society. Coffeehouses known as khanehs sprung up in cities and towns across the region. becoming vibrant hubs of social interaction and intellectual discourse. They were more than just places to grab a cup of joe. They were centers of learning, where scholars, poets, and artists gathered to exchange ideas and engage in lively debates. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the sounds of music and poetry, creating a sensory experience that captivated all who entered. Imagine stepping into a bustling coffeehouse in 16th century Istanbul. The moment you cross the threshold, you're enveloped by an atmosphere that is both vibrant and inviting. The air is thick with the aroma of roasted coffee and exotic spices, a heady blend that awakens the senses. The rich scent of freshly ground coffee beans mingles with the sweet and spicy notes of cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves, creating an intoxicating olfactory experience. Men from all walks of life, merchants, scholars, storytellers, engage in lively discussions, their voices rising and falling with the rhythm of the city. The conversations are animated, filled with passion and intensity, as ideas are exchanged and debated with fervor. This is no ordinary gathering place. This is a coffee house, a cultural institution that would shape the social and intellectual landscape of the Middle East and Europe for centuries to come. These coffee houses were more than just places to enjoy a cup of coffee. They were the epicenters of social interaction and intellectual exchange. Coffee houses weren't just about the beverage, they were social networks before the internet, places where people from all strata of society could gather and connect. Here, the barriers of social class and status were often blurred, allowing for a unique mingling of ideas and perspectives. They were forums for debate and discussion, where ideas were exchanged as freely as coffee beans. Philosophers, poets, and politicians would gather to discuss the pressing issues of the day, from politics and religion to science and art. News and gossip spread like wildfire within the walls of these establishments, making them vital sources of information in an era before mass media. The latest news from distant lands, local happenings, and even personal anecdotes were all shared over steaming cups of coffee. The Ottoman Empire, with its sprawling cities and vibrant cultural life, became synonymous with coffeehouse culture. These establishments were not just confined to Istanbul, they spread throughout the empire, becoming integral parts of cities like Cairo, Damascus, and Baghdad. These establishments played a crucial role in the empire's intellectual and artistic ferment, providing a space for the exchange of ideas that fueled the Ottoman Renaissance. Artists, writers, and thinkers would gather to share their work, critique each other's ideas, and inspire one another. In Europe, coffeehouses would ignite a similar spark, becoming hotbeds of intellectual discourse during the Enlightenment. In cities like London, Paris, and Vienna, coffeehouses became the meeting places for some of the greatest minds of the age, fostering discussions that would shape the modern world. From the bustling streets of Istanbul to the cobblestone lanes of London, coffeehouses became the beating heart of social and intellectual life. They were the original social networks, connecting people across time and space, and leaving a lasting legacy on the world. While coffee was met with open arms in the Middle East, where it quickly became an integral part of social and cultural life, its arrival in Europe was initially greeted with suspicion and resistance. The unfamiliar dark brew, with its strong aroma and bitter taste, was unlike anything Europeans had encountered before. Some religious leaders viewed this new beverage with skepticism, fearing it might corrupt the minds and souls of their congregations. They associated it with Islamic traditions and considered it a threat to Christian souls, believing that anything so popular in the Muslim world must be inherently dangerous. They preached against its consumption, warning their followers to stay away from this foreign concoction. Calling it the bitter invention of Satan, they claimed it had the power to lead people astray and away from their faith. They warned of its intoxicating effects, suggesting that it could cloud judgment and lead to moral decay. However, the allure of coffee proved too strong to resist. Its exotic origins and the tales of its stimulating properties intrigued many. European travelers returning from the Middle East brought back tales of this exotic beverage, describing its unique flavor and the invigorating effect it had on the mind and body, piquing the curiosity of those who had never tasted it. Coffee's stimulating properties, its ability to sharpen the mind and invigorate the body, soon won over skeptics. Its ability to keep people awake and alert made it especially popular among scholars and intellectuals who found it to be the perfect companion for long nights of study and debate. What was once deemed a dangerous brew was now hailed as a miracle elixir, a gift from distant lands that could unlock the secrets of the universe. As more people began to appreciate its benefits, coffee's reputation transformed from that of a suspicious foreign import to a beloved staple of European life. By the 17th century, coffee had taken Europe by storm. Coffeehouses sprung up in major cities across the continent, becoming the new hubs of social interaction. These establishments were not just places to enjoy a cup of coffee, but also centers of social and intellectual life, where people from all walks of life could gather and exchange ideas. From the bustling port of Venice, where merchants and travelers brought news from around the world, to the cobblestone streets of London, where writers and thinkers debated the issues of the day. These establishments became centers of social and intellectual life, attracting artists, writers, and philosophers eager to engage in lively discussions over steaming cups of coffee. The coffee house became a symbol of European Enlightenment, a place where new ideas could be shared and debated freely. It was in these coffee houses that many of the ideas that would shape the modern world were born, as thinkers and dreamers gathered to discuss everything from science and philosophy to politics and art. A testament to the power of ideas and the human thirst for knowledge, the coffee house played a crucial role in the intellectual and cultural life of Europe. And so, what began as a suspicious and foreign brew became an integral part of European society, fueling the minds of those who would go on to change the world.